Good afternoon. Today we're taking a look at how Google has now added the Meet video chat directly into Classroom. And so when I go into my classroom, I can see that Meet video chat is now available in my classroom. I can go to my settings, and in my settings, I see that the Meet icon is here. Classroom now supports Meet. And all I need to do is on the visible to students toggle, first I generate the Meet link, and then I make sure that this toggle is on. So in my settings, I went to the Meet icon, visible to students, I generated the link, and then I toggled it on. And now I'm going to go to my upper right-hand corner and I'm going to press save. What I see now is that the Meet link is available right in my header. And this is where students will go when they want to join the Meet. Students can enter the Meet or join the Meet two different ways. The first way is by, on the main stream, clicking on the Meet link, which is located in the banner. The second way is if they're accustomed to going in through classwork, there is also access to the Meet icon here. So students can enter via the Meet link in the stream or via Classroom, the icon for Meet that's located at the top. A word about the Google Meet room. The Google Meet link is the same for all Meets within a Google Classroom. So if you have multiple periods, the Meet link will be the same for all of those periods. Therefore, you're going to have to message the students by small group assignment, and this will assist to ensure that the right group is in the right Google Meet. We're asking that you establish Google Meet protocols with the students, remind them to enter the group sessions they have been assigned to. However, you have flexibility, so let's say there is a Meet that you have in the AM, but a student couldn't attend, and you're conducting the same type of support in the PM, you can always ask them to join in your PM session. These are really just meant for you to help facilitate your class size and your groups. A note, any student can join or rejoin a Google Meet session while the teacher is active in the session and only while you're active in the session. So if you are not in the Google Meet, a student will not be able to enter. Remind your students that so that they can only enter when you are present. So here's a sample announcement that Rosemary Pepe Martos put in her stream. She wrote, "Happy Tuesday. Today you have reading, writing, math, and science. Please listen to the video for important announcements or updates about math and Google Meet times and joining information." So in her video, she has the times that the students will be meeting. And also here, she's posted a Google Meet groups and times. So we suggest that you create your small groups and communicate that with the students. You know, who is in group A, list the student's name, who is in group B, what are the students' names, and what time they will be meeting. She also has the Google Meet sign-in instructions. We think this is very important to organize the students. Here is the example of the post that Rosemary placed in her stream via an announcement to her students. It lets them know that they will be joining a Google Meet every Tuesday and Friday. Group 1 will be at 10 a.m., Group 2 at 11 a.m. You can be creative and choose whichever way works best for your class. Just be mindful to have a system for students to know which small group they belong to. That way you can manage your Google Meet class sizes. Here, Tanya suggests a way for us to message our students. In your stream, you're able to invite specific students, so you may very well want to invite in this example, 8 students in your small group session. And here is just a brief message. Good morning, Group A. We will have our Google Meet real-time session at 10 a.m. Click on the link in the Google Classroom header to access the link. You can set up appointed times on a regular basis or send an announcement of an expected session in the announcement stream. The link is always the same link. And just be mindful of your Google Meet small group max. For elementary, it's 8 students, middle school, 10 students, high school, 15 students. Here is a student video sample that was recorded by Paige, Teresa, and Deborah.
Hi, third graders. This is a quick tutorial on Google Meet. This is where you will learn how to access a Google Meet and the expectations for when you are in a Google meeting. To find your Google Meet, you can find this on your Google Classroom. You can click the link and this will bring you to the Google Meet site. From here, you may need to give your computer access to your microphone and your camera. So a dialog box will come up in the upper left-hand corner and you can click Allow. You will also not be able to join a Google Meet until your teacher is in the meeting. So I can tell that Mrs. Mitchell and Mrs. Galati are in the call already. I also want you to notice some features that are available to you. This is your microphone. To join a call, we ask that you mute your microphone to keep the background voices and distractions to a minimum. You're just going to click this and it'll turn red and your microphone will be turned off. So before you join a meeting, please make sure that your microphone is turned off. You're then going to click Join Now. Once you join a Google Meet, you will be able to see your classmates and your teachers. Hi, Mrs. Galati. Hi, Mrs. Mitchell.
Hi, Mrs. Batista.
Once you're in the Google call, you have the ability to either mute your microphone or unmute your microphone. To do this, you're going to hover over the bottom center of your screen and this white box will come up. Here you can mute your microphone and it will turn red. I can tell that Mrs. Mitchell's microphone is muted because it's red. And if you would like to add to the conversation, you can unmute your microphone and then you can speak. We ask that you raise your hand to speak in a Google meeting.
Yes, Mrs. Mitchell, thank you for raising your hand. I see that you have a question. Don't forget to unmute your microphone so I can hear you. Hi, guys. I miss you guys so much. Great job, Mrs. Mitchell. Now that you're done asking your question, don't forget to mute your microphone so that we don't have any distractions.
Mrs. Mitchell went ahead and she muted her microphone because I see that it is showing up red on her screen. So again, boys and girls, to mute your microphone or unmute your microphone, all you need to do is move your mouse cursor to the bottom center of your screen. And then a white dialog box will come up and you're just going to select your microphone. Another feature in Google Meets is the chat function. The chat function can be found in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. When you're in a Google Meet, it's important to be mindful about the content that is being discussed. If it is a simple discussion about talking to your friends and just having the opportunity to meet as a class, then certain conversation is allowed. If we're reviewing content such as math, then you don't want to write comments like Mrs. Mitchell just did. To access the chat feature, you're going to go in the upper right-hand corner and click on the chat box. It looks like this. Once you click it, you can see your classmates' discussions. To chat back to your classmates or to ask a question, you're going to type where it says send a message to everyone. You're then going to click on the arrow on the right-hand side to send your message. Again, make sure that messages that are sent are appropriate to the content that is being discussed. The next feature in Google Meet is the grid option. If you click this grid, you will be able to see all of your peers in one box. To exit the call, you're going to go down to the bottom, right next to your microphone, and you can see End Call. Thank you, Mrs. Mitchell. Thank you, Mrs. Galati.
You're welcome. Bye, boys and girls.
Thank you, Mrs. Batista. Bye, Mrs. Galati.
Bye.
I hope that this was helpful, and we can't wait to see your sweet faces on Google Meet soon.
Ending a Google Meet session. To end a Google Meet session, you're going to have to individually remove each student from the Google Meet session before leaving as the teacher. You must be the last to leave the room, or students will be able to stay in the room. Also know that only the host is able to remove a student from the Google Meet room. Therefore, be mindful that your co-teachers will not have the ability to do so because there's only one host permitted per session. Next, Diana is going to show us how to properly end a Google Meet call.
What's important here is at the very end, when you're ready to end the call, that you dismiss your students. The way to do that is to come up to the top and click on the person icon. And then you want to click the drop-down box and exit each student by clicking the Remove button. In so doing, they are dismissed from the call, and you can then wait a minute and come out of the call completely by closing out of the tab or by hanging up in the bottom gray banner.
Some final reminders about the use of Google Meet. Google Meet invitations will be sent to students from within Google Classroom only. Please do not send invites via calendar. Also, you can now disregard the original instruction to enter the Google Meet via their site and the nicknaming conventions. Those were generated prior to Google rolling out the Meet invitation from within Google Classroom. Therefore, all Google Meet invitations should be sent to the students from within Google Classroom only because that's where the safety features are active. Also be mindful to conduct your Google Meets during school hours. This will help protect your home work-life balance and really just give you space to conduct school business and your instruction and your planning at the appropriate times. Remember to use your district email address when you're conducting the sessions. That is what will activate the fact that you are a teacher, you have the teacher email, and that when you leave the session, students will not be able to re-enter. Keep your sessions to about 20 minutes. It shouldn't exceed that. And for one-on-one teacher-student Google Meets, these should only be held if you're directed by an IEP to do so or when a parent is present. If you are conducting a small group and you've set a time and only one single student joins, you don't have to close out of the session. You can continue with the session, just record it and archive it for your own records. This does not apply to special education, to the related services when you are directed by the IEP to provide those one-on-one related services. Those should not be recorded. Those have already been approved. Thank you for joining us, and we hope that this helps. Thank you. If you have any questions, please be sure to reach out to your school-based instructional technology support team member. Stay well.